time to sort out some dust extraction.
Hi, and if you're new here, this is what we're building dust extraction for today. I'm building a compact table saw router table station with loads of storage underneath, but I'm pretty sure I've inhaled half of this cabinet, so we need to sort out some dust extraction urgently. When I designed this unit, I left space for some dust extraction at the back, and I'm going to feed hoses up through this box, which is then going to service the table saw and the router table all together. And to think, one commenter on my last video said I wasn't a thinking man. I mean, I was doing some pretty stupid stuff with the table saw, so whatever. So I've picked up some parts from Charnwood, which is a woodworking supplier just up the road from me. If you're in the UK, you can get some of their stuff on Amazon, so I'll leave some links in the video description if you want to check it out. I got some 100mm extraction hose, some aluminium blast gates. They do plastic ones as well, but I thought for an extra couple of quid, let's go for aluminium. I got this Y piece to split the flow so we can service both tools with the one dust extractor. I was going to sit this in the top box, but actually on looking at it, I'm going to sit this underneath on the back so it's easier to access if I ever get any blockages or anything. And lastly, I've got a whole bunch of hose clamps, Jubilee clips, whatever you want to call them. I then went on Amazon and picked up this 110mm hole saw. I was going to click on the 100mm and I thought, actually, you know what, I'm just going to go 110, and I'm really glad I did. You'll see why in a minute. So it's time to drill some holes. So the first one is going to link this top box to the underneath where the actual dust extractor is going to sit. And as you can see, 100mm hose going through the 110mm hole is really perfect. It's not too tight. You can feed it through as you need to, so I'd definitely say 110. Now I was going to put the Y piece in the top, which means I'd only need one hole, but now I'm going to sit it underneath. I'm going to need to have two holes running up into this back box, one for the table saw and one for the router. This is a quick look at the dust extractor I'll be using. Once again, this is from Charnwood. I've had this for a while. I have used ones like with the plastic buckets and things, but I always used to find that it used to implode on me. This one is metal construction. It's got a nice solid clasp on it, and it's got the automatic turn on, so you can plug a tool into it. As soon as you turn it on, the dust extractor is going to start up straight away. So I'm really happy with this, and it works for me. So first of all, we need to connect this Y piece to the actual dust extractor itself. So I don't really want a long section, and I'm just going to hook this on with the Jubilee clips. You can obviously get like a quick release system, which I probably will upgrade to in the future, but this is what I've got at the minute, and I'm rushing to try and get this video out because I'm trying to post every Thursday. So to attach this Y piece, I'm just going to trim down a short section of hose and then hook the Y piece on. So for the guy that said I wasn't a thinking man, look away now because I'm using a knife. Anything could happen. I was going to use a butter knife to try and keep you happy, but you know, life's too short. This is for entertainment purposes only. At least there's plenty of sawdust around to soak up all the blood. Now that that's all cut off and nobody died, maybe it's because I got a 2-year-old, but I'm getting a very kind of Teletubbies vibe off this thing now. Not sure why I made that reference, because my audience, you're getting on a bit. I'm just kidding. Thanks to each and every one of you. Now it's just time to wrestle on some of these Jubilee clips and then try and get this Y piece into this hose. The first one's not too bad, but the second and the third, they get harder and harder as you go. While I screw this one in, just to say thank you for helping me get to my first 1,000 subscribers in around 4 or 5 months, something like that. Really appreciate every single one of you. Maybe I'll do a video soon just kind of talking through what my experience has been so far, what I'm looking to do on the channel next. And that is not because each one of these videos takes blooming ages to film, edit, takes so much longer to actually do in the workshop because you're trying to film and sort cameras out. Sometimes I think maybe I should have been one of those YouTubers that just talks to the camera. So much easier. So now that first branch is on, we're going to install it, wrestle the spaghetti monster, get this thing in place, and then work out how much we need so then I can trim down and then add the other branch. As you can see, very, very scientific approach employed here. This is the sort of approach you get from a thinking man like myself. Now, having said that, I wasn't actually thinking that hard because I started to install the adapter to take this down from 100mm to the 63mm output on the back of the table saw, completely forgetting to factor in the blast gate that I need to put in that place, so we'll come back to that later. First branch was easy, the second branch was harder, this third one was an absolute pig to try and wrestle on. There's 4 minutes of cut footage here of me trying to get this thing in, but I thought I'd save you that one. And after all that wrestling, it was around about this point I realised I hadn't actually put the Jubilee clip on, so I decided to feed it all the way down the length of the tube. Thinking man. Eventually we got all the right bits in all the right places and I could feed the second tube up and start to work from a normal working height again. I'm sick of sitting on this floor. I've started making noises when I get up from it now, but I mean, you guys know about that obviously. Now there is enough room back here, but it is fairly tight, so what I need to do now is to work out where I need to drill the hole for the hose to feed through to meet up with the back of the table saw. So I deliberately didn't fix this panel in place earlier because I knew I was going to have to mess around with this, and it just gives me the flexibility to do what I need to do and then fix it down once everything is cut and in place. So after very scientific measuring up, it's time to bust out the hole saw again and get this thing cut. Don't know why I do this. Why did I do that? That was a stupid idea. So now that we've got that one hose in place, it's time to now think about sending the other hose into the router cabinet. There's only so many ways you can film drilling a bunch of holes with a hole saw. This was creative, I suppose. So after drilling that out and feeding that hose through, things are looking nice and tidy up in the back box. Apart from all the sawdust and crud, but the hoses are looking tidy. I'm now going to mount a bracket for the blast gate so that we can hold this in place and we can operate the blast gate from within inside the router cabinet. I like how these brackets just hold the gate in place with thumb screws. It makes it really easy to then pull out if you need to in the future, in case you get any blockages or anything like that. Hopefully keeping this inside the cabinet keeps it nice and out of the way when I'm not using it, but it's easy to access when I'm actually going to use this as a router table. Now mounting the blast gate onto the back of the table saw is going to be a little bit more tricky because I haven't left myself as much space as I ideally would have liked to get this thing all fit in. We also need to incorporate a reducer which is going to take the hose down from 100mm to the 63mm output on the back of the table saw. As both these parts have the same external diameter and they're going right next to each other, ideally you'd use a rubber cuff which would link the two together, but I didn't have one, I forgot to order one, so I'm just going to make a short piece of tube which then can connect the two together and just gives me a bit of flexibility to move the saw backwards and forwards if I need to. Now this is all going to be boxed in when I put the extended worktop over the top, but hopefully I'm going to come up with a clever way to adjust this without having to reach underneath the table saw, but I'm still working on that idea in my head. And with that, the basics are in place. As you can see, we've got the Y branch and the dust extractor in the back, moving up to the back box, which holds both the tubes and directs them nicely to where they need to be, with one running into the back of the table saw and one going into the router cabinet.
Okay, so that is the dust collection routed through everywhere. A little bit challenging just because I'm trying to get everything done in such a small space, but looks like that's all going to be working fine. Obviously I've got the dust extraction coming through into this box where the router's going to go, and I need to sort of find somewhere to terminate that, but I've just ordered something online on an early Black Friday which is going to go here, so if you want to see what that is, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next week when we unbox that and look at the next step in the process. Cheers.